even when it's just pretend. Gunshots echoing through a school. Children playing dead in a hallway. Makes your heart race and your stomach sick.
That's what I've been trained to do, is to deal with these situations.
After 5 tours as a Navy SEAL, Joshua Morton returned home to Iowa and put his skills as a canine handler into action. He started training police dogs to detect drugs or explosives, teaching what he calls the Morton method. But then he started seeing these images, what weapons of war were doing here at home.
I've been trying to find this solution for a very long time.
He says that solution started with finding the right dog, one he could train to run toward the sound of gunfire. His friend Jimmy plays the bad guy. His gunshots cue the dog that it's time to work.
Let's go, let's go. We're not just releasing the dog and the dog's just randomly searching the building. It's a combo, it's a team.
He makes the training as real as possible. The dog isn't distracted by people running away. He uses his senses, sound, smell, and sight to find the right room and the person with the gun. Sometimes he trains with a muzzle for Jimmy's sake. But just minutes later, without the gun, they're buddies again.
They're trained to deal with that specific situation. They're trained to stop it before it starts.
He wants to see one of his dogs embedded in every school. Which brings us here to Sheridan High, this time with parents and students from the town watching. The dog isn't interested in kids and teachers running away. He's focused on finding the gunfire.
It's amazing just to zone everything out and go for their targets.
Mother of 5, Nikki Chandler, came to see the dog in action.
I think it would be a great thing to have, no question. So if it does happen, you're ready.
Sheriff's Deputy Matt Seitz helped develop the active shooter canine idea.
The school that we're in is not vulnerable.
He told the I-Team he doesn't worry about the dog going after responding officers because by the time they arrive, an active shooter situation is usually over.
Right now in the United States, the status quo outcome is when there's an active shooter event, kids die. And we're not status quo.
But that comes with a hefty price tag, $125,000. That includes the trained handler.
We're not depending on just a locked door. We have a thinking person with the thinking dog.
But it isn't just about practice and special training. He says the dog itself is special, created specifically for this mission.
Cloning allows me to be consistent.
Meet clones 11 through 15. These puppies are already in training.
Now I know that I can tell a client, hey, I'll have this dog ready in 9 months.
He says besides the intellect, these dogs just aren't that interested in people, but they are friendly enough to spend their day around students.
Who handles the dog, where the dog stays during the day, and then just student safety alongside the dog are still some just question marks.
But Assistant Principal Tim Millage says if a dog can take the gunman's attention off of students and teachers just for a few seconds, it might be the time they need to escape.
We want to keep our kids safe, so it's pretty impressive what the dogs are able to do.
Joshua says they can't do it alone. And he already has a waiting list of willing handlers who know what it's like to face an automatic weapon. Veterans.
You can't expect your gym teacher to do this. What we're trying to look for is people with some kind of experience.
In Parkland, Florida, a school resource officer is criminally charged for failing to enter the building to stop an active shooter.
Eudorus.
Joshua says his dogs won't have that fear.
I am sending the dog as a canary. It's a hard pill to swallow, but I'm sorry, it's reality. I would rather it be him than a child or somebody else.